Okay, good morning everyone. So in this lecture, we are going to study motion in a plane. In motion in a plane, we study about vector, then projectile motion and circular motion. Today we'll be discussing about vectors. So I'll be taking some questions. First question you can see, question is about, in the given figure, select the incorrect option. So you have to be careful. They're asking the incorrect option. See the question, the angle between A vector and B vector. Okay, first we need to know what do you mean by angle between two vectors. Angle between two vectors. So angle between two vectors, it is the smaller angle when they are joined, when the two vectors are joined tail to tail. Suppose this is our A vector and this is our B vector. Either they should be joined tail to tail or they should be joined head to head. Then whatever is the smaller angle between them, that is called as the angle between two vectors. Here, in the first question, but we have to mark the incorrect option. Angle between A vector and B vector is 80 degree. Let's check it, is it true or not? This is our A vector. This vector can be shifted parallel to itself. This will be our A vector and this is our B vector. You see, because they are head and tail, that is not the angle. Tail and tail or head and head, then becomes the angle. So this angle will be how much? 80 degree. So angle between A vector and B vector is 80 degree. So this is correct, but they have asked the incorrect option. Next, angle between C vector and D vector. So this is our C vector and this is our D vector. So they are joined head and head. So angle will be our how much? 140 degree. But here it is given 40 degrees. So this answer is wrong and they have asked to select the incorrect option. So answer will be option number 2. But let's check for other as well. Angle between B vector and C vector. This is our B vector and this is our C vector. But right now they have been joined head and tail. But we know according to the theory it should be either tail to tail or head to head. So this is our B vector and this is our C vector. Then this angle will be how much? 120 degree. So this is also correct. Angle between A vector and D vector. A vector and D vector, they are joined tail to tail, angle is what? 60 degree. So this is also correct. So the wrong answer is which one? Answer number 2, and that will be the correct answer for this question. Okay, I hope you have understood. Next question is, this type of question was asked in NEET as well. You see, match the resultant of A vector and B vector. So resultant vector always lies between the two vectors. And for that we can use triangle rule or we can use parallelogram rule. But before that, we should connect tail to tail. So A vector, this vector, A vector and B vector, A vector and this B vector, I'm shifting parallel to itself. Then this will become B vector. The resultant will be somewhere between them. So resultant will be somewhere this side. So A will be number 3. A will be number 3. Since A is number 3, so option number 1 and option number 3 is eliminated. Answer will be either 2 or 4. Then B vector. You see this B vector I can see parallel to itself. This is our A vector and this is our B vector. So the resultant of this will be somewhere this way. So that will be B will be number 4. B is number 4. Answer will be our what? Option number 4. Let's check for the other as well. This is our what? B vector and this is our A vector. So resultant of this two will be somewhere over here, this side. So C will be our what? C will be number 1. C is number 1, correct. And the resultant of A and B tail to tail already connected somewhere in between them. So it will be our correct answer will be option number 4. So what is the concept here? Concept is that angle between two vectors, it is the smaller angle when they are joined tail to tail or it is head to head. Okay. Next question. Two forces each of numerically equal to 10 dyne acting as shown in the figure. Then the resultant is equal to how much? See, we know one thing. When there are two equal vectors, let it be equal to force only. If they are acting at an angle of 60 degree, the magnitude of the resultant is our how much? Root 3 into F. When they are equal vectors or equal forces acting at an angle of 90 degree, then the magnitude of the resultant will be our how much? Root 2 F, and the resultant bisects the angle between them. And if they're acting at an angle of 120 degree, F and F acting at an angle of 120 degree, the resultant will bisect and the magnitude of resultant is equal to how much? F only. Here also 10 dyne, they represent force. But we should know the angle between them. And we have studied just now. The angle between two vectors either should be tail to tail or it should be head to head. This vector, this is the head and this is the tail. So we can extend it like this. Then this angle will become our how much? 120 degree. This is our 10 dyne. This is also 10 dyne. So resultant will be somewhere bisecting the angle and magnitude of the resultant also will be equal to what? 10 dyne only. So answer will be option number 1. I hope it is clear. Next question you see. Yeah. Find the resultant of the three vectors OA, OB, OC, each of magnitude R. Their magnitudes are same. So how to solve this question? You can see that this is R, this is R. Each are equal magnitude acting at a 90 degree. So resultant will bisect the angle between them. The resultant of R and R, 90 degree. So resultant of this two will be our how much? Root 2R. And in the same direction, another vector is present which is also equal to how much? Magnitude wise it is equal to R. So the resultant of this two, now combined effect of this two will be equal to how much? Root 2R plus R. And that will be R if I take common, that will be root 2 plus 1. So answer will be option number 3 will be the answer. I repeat once again. You can see that this is R, this is R. The combined effect of, and there is another one which is also equal to R. Because this vector I can shift it parallel to itself. The combined effect of this two, is our root 2R. Another one R is present. So overall if I add it, then we'll get, this is the answer, which is option number 3. Okay. Next question. On the basis of the following diagram, mark the incorrect option. So from parallelogram rule of vector addition, we get some formulas that first we get magnitude of resultant if they are A and B, and that is equal to A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, if theta is the angle between the two vectors. Another one thing we get it that the resultant vector always lies closer to the vector of larger magnitude. Meaning is what? Let us suppose there are two vectors. The angle between them, let us suppose, is 60 degree. I'm saying that this is our 100 Newton. This is our 10 Newton. So resultant vector will lie closer to 100. That means, so somewhere this will be the resultant. Then if lies closer, suppose this angle is our 20 degree. Then this angle will be how much? 40 degree. Now in this question, what they have given, A is greater than B. Suppose this is magnitude of A and this is magnitude of B. Clearly you can see magnitude of A is greater than B. This one I'm saying it is alpha. This one I'm saying beta. Then alpha will be our what? Lesser than beta. Alpha will be lesser than beta. If magnitude of A is greater than magnitude of B, this angle will be smaller. Correct. Beta will be, this angle will be larger. Option number 1 itself is matching. So answer will be option number 1. A is lesser than B when alpha, no, this cannot be the answer. A equal to B, magnitude of A equal to magnitude of B. Oh, they're asking the incorrect option. Okay, so this is true. Be careful, they're asking the incorrect option. If magnitude of A equal to magnitude of B, then alpha equal to beta, yes. If both are equal magnitude, this is also F. Suppose this is also F, then the resultant bisects the angle between them. Suppose 90 degree, then this will become 45 degree. This also will become 45 degree. This is also correct. If A is lesser than B, magnitude of, that means magnitude of this is bigger, then alpha will be greater than, yes, this is also true. The incorrect option will be which one then? Option number 2 will be the incorrect option. Okay. Next, what they're asking, magnitude of A is 2, magnitude of B is 5, angle between A and B is 37, then they're asking magnitude of A minus B. Okay, so they're asking magnitude of A minus B, and that formula is root over. It is magnitude of A square plus magnitude of B square minus 2 magnitude of A magnitude of B into cos theta. Replace the values, all datas are given. Magnitude of A will be our how much? 2 square. Then magnitude of B will be 5 square minus 2 into 2 into 5 cos 37 degree. And you know sin 37 is 3 by 5, cos 37 is 4 by 5. I hope you remember this triangle. 53, 90, 37. This is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So cos 37, sin 37 is 3 by 5, cos 37 is 4 by 5. We'll replace that data. So which will be 4 plus 25 minus 5 4s are 2 into 2 into 5. Cos 37 is our 4 by 5. They will cancel out. So 4 4s are 16. So we'll get 29 minus 16. And that will give us root 13. So answer will be option number 2. I hope it is clear. Next is, see, this root is over entire term. Okay. Next question. This is a good question. A plus B plus C equals to 0. And magnitude of A, magnitude of B, magnitude of C all are equal. Then the angle between A and C will be how much? Okay. So angle between A and C is ours. So we are given that A plus B plus C equal to 0. Directly also we can say, because resultant, wait, this I can write it, A vector plus C vector will be equals to our how much? Minus B vector. Then I'm taking the magnitude, plus 2 magnitude of A magnitude of C into cos theta, and that will be equals to only magnitude of B, because when we take magnitude everything become positive. So we'll square it both side. If I square it both side, then magnitude of A square plus magnitude of C square plus 2 magnitude of A magnitude of C into cos theta, and that will be equal to magnitude of B whole square. Because they are equal magnitude, this and this they will cancel out. Why? Since magnitude of A equal to magnitude of B equal to magnitude of C. So we'll get it. This can be written as magnitude of C square plus A and C are equal. I'm writing let it be equal to magnitude of C only, and cos theta, and that will give us 0. So this will make it, writing it over here, this will make it 2 magnitude of C square cos theta, and that will be equal to magnitude of C whole square. These and this will cancel out. So we'll get cos theta equals to minus half. Cos theta minus half means we understand cos theta equal to cos 120 degree. So theta value will be how much? Theta value is 120 degree. Answer will be option number 3. Okay. If all the magnitudes are equal, angle between, we got one point. If resultant of two unit vector is another unit vector, then the angle between them is 120 degree. We can remember that line as well. Okay. See this question. This was asked in NEET before. 0.5i plus it is equal to this is a unit vector. Okay. They are asking what is the value of C. I'm assuming let A vector equals to 0.5i plus 0.8j plus ck cap. And given that this vector is a unit vector, and I'm assuming that overall vector is A vector. Okay. Given magnitude of A equals to our what? 1. How, if it is given in ij form, how do we find magnitude? We find the magnitude by using root over. This will be 0.5 whole square plus 0.8 whole square plus c square, and that is equal to 1. We'll square it both sides. This will give us 0.25 plus 0.64 plus c square, and that is equal to 1. So we'll get is c square equal to 1 minus 0.89. That is 0.11. Therefore, C will be root over 0.11. So answer will be option number 3 will be the answer. Okay, next question. If A vector equal to 4i minus 2j are perpendicular to each other, and we know one thing, if two vectors are perpendicular, then the dot product is equal to 0. So A dot B should be equal to our what? A dot B should be equal to 0. So when you find out the dot product, so what will I get? 4 into A plus minus 2 into 2 plus 4 into 2 and that should be equal to 0. So we'll get 4a minus 4 plus 8 equal to 0. So we'll get 4a plus 4 will be equal to 0, or we'll get 4a equals to minus 4. That implies a value will be equal to what? Minus 1. So answer will be option number 2 will be the answer. So what is the learning? If two vectors are perpendicular, then their dot product is equal to 0. Okay. Next question is angles which the vector this makes with x, y and z axis respectively. So there is a statement, if alpha, beta and gamma are the angles made by a vector with x, y and z axis, then we got some formulas. Cos alpha is called as in x ax by a magnitude, where a vector equals to ax I cap plus ay j cap plus az k cap. Okay, cos alpha is called ax upon x component upon a magnitude. Cos beta is called ay upon a magnitude. And cos gamma is called az upon a magnitude. Okay, and cos alpha, cos beta, cos gamma, they're also called as direction cosines. But here they're asking alpha. So first of all, I'll find out what is cos alpha. Cos alpha, ax is our 1 divided by a magnitude. A magnitude will be root over 1 square plus root 2 whole square. Root 2 ka whole square. And that will give us 1 plus root 4. Root 4 means 1 upon 2. So cos alpha value is equal to 1 by 2. So cos alpha is 1 by 2 means cos 60. So I can write cos alpha equals to our cos 60. Cos 60, that means alpha value will be how much? 60 degree. Alpha is 60. So this cannot be the answer. This cannot be the answer. Answer will be either of these two. Next, cos beta. You see, same only cos beta also will be ay upon a magnitude. Ay is our how much? 1. And a magnitude we got it to be 2. So beta value is also 60 degree. Beta is also 60. So answer will be either 1 or 3. Next, cos gamma. Cos gamma equal to az upon a magnitude. Az value is our how much? Root 2. And a magnitude is also our how much? A magnitude is our 2 only. So that will give us 1 by root 2. Because 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. So cos gamma is equal to 1 by root 2. So gamma value will be how much? 45 degree. Gamma value will be 45 degree. Answer will be option number 3 will be the answer. Okay. Next question is, if the vectors A vector, B vectors are orthogonal. So this was asked in NEET earlier. So they are saying that they are orthogonal. Because they are orthogonal, orthogonal means perpendicular. That means their dot product should be equal to our what? 0. So if I find out the dot product of A dot B, so that will be equal to cos omega t dot sin cos omega t dot cos omega t by 2 plus sin omega t dot sin omega t by 2. We'll get this much. And that should be equal to 0. This is cos A, cos B, sin A, sin B. And that thing we can write it as cos A minus B. That is omega t minus omega t by 2. That has to be equal to what? That has to be equal to 0. And that is equal to, I can write one thing. So this will be cos omega t by 2. And 0 means cos 90 degree. 90 means pi by 2. Cos and cos will cancel out. 2 and 2 will cancel out. Wait. So I can write omega t by 2, and that is equal to what? Pi by 2. 2 and 2 cancel out. So t value will be how much? Pi by omega. Answer will be option number 4. Okay. Next is our I hope it is clear. So in solving this question, why I have written this one? Why cos omega t minus? Because we have this formula, na? Cos a plus b. What is cos a plus b? Cos a plus b is cos a cos b, cos a cos b minus sin a sin b, minus sin a sin b. And what is cos a minus b? Cos a minus b is cos a cos b, cos a cos b plus sin a sin b, sin a sin b. This is our formula. So here we are getting, you see, cos a cos b sin a sin b, and that is equal to what? Cos a minus b. I replace it the values and I got t equals to pi by omega. Okay. Next question, you see, if the magnitude of the sum of two vectors is equal to magnitude of the difference, then the angle between two vectors equal to how much? It's a very standard question. You should memorize the answer as well. So the answer will be 90 degree. What is given? We are given that magnitude of the sum, and that is equal to magnitude of the difference, a minus b. They're asking what is the angle between the two vectors. So whenever we see this magnitude modulus form, directly we'll write down the formula. That can be written as a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, 2ab cos theta, and that is equal to, this will become a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta, 2ab cos theta. We'll square it both sides. If I square it both sides, then a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, 2ab cos theta, and that will be equal to a square plus b square minus 2ab cos theta. So a square b square, a square b square, they will cancel out and will be left out with 4ab cos theta, and that should be equal to 0. All these are magnitude, cannot be 0. Product of two things are 0, that means the numbers are cannot be 0. So other thing has to be 0. That means our what? Cos theta equals to 0. So cos theta equal to 0 means cos 90 degree. They will cancel out and we'll get theta value is equal to how much? Theta value will be 90 degree. Okay. Next is our, I hope it is clear. So for solving this question, we should know that this formula. So remember it. Whenever magnitude of sum equal to magnitude of difference, then the angle is our how much? 90 degree. Better you memorize this answer. Very standard question. Okay. Next question, what they're saying. For understanding this question, we should know polygon rule of vector addition. Suppose any vectors are represented by the sides of a polygon, then the resultant vector is our what? Resultant vector is obtained by joining initial point and the final point. Like this is our a vector, this is b vector, this is our c vector. Then the resultant vector will be obtained by joining initial and the final point. Then in that case we write a vector plus b vector plus c vector plus, and that will be equal to our what? Equal to d vector. But what if I form a closed loop, then all are joining each other? No initial and final point will be same only. So here what we can write, a vector, b vector, this is c vector, this is d vector. In that case, the resultant will become 0. C vector plus d vector. The resultant will become our what? Resultant will be equal to 0. Okay. So here also you see one thing. So if they, what is the concept then? If any vectors are in continuous cyclic order like this, then the resultant is always equal to how much? 0. Now you see in this question, a particle is moving with velocity v, is acted upon by the forces shown in the vector triangle PQR. Okay. The velocity of the particle, all these are forces. This is one force, this is another force, this is another force. If I write this is our P, this is our Q, this is R. So all of them are forming a closed loop. In that case, what we can write, the resultant will be 0. P vector plus Q vector plus R vector, and that is equal to 0. All these are forces. All these are forces means net force is equal to our what? Net force 0. Net force 0 means acceleration equal to what? 0, because Newton's second law of motion, net force equal to mass into acceleration. If acceleration equal to 0, that means velocity is equal to our what? Constant. So the velocity of the particle will not increase, will not decrease, will remain constant. Answer will be option number 3. Okay, then in this lecture, only up to here. In the next class, we'll continue from our projectile motion. Okay, thank you everyone.